Today on XPlay. I never thought I'd say this, but that League of Legends cartoon looks awesome. We talked to one of the cast about what it's like to eat Squid Game's lunch. Plus, Halo goes open world for the first time. Someone please tell me which direction leads to co-op mode. It's game time.
Welcome to XPlay. Infinity is neither an end or a beginning. Halo Infinite, on the other hand, came out on Wednesday.
There's been a lot of hype about the gotcha release of Halo's multiplayer.
And the tightly under-wraps campaign story.
But Halo Infinite is the first Halo game to feature an open world map.
How does this dynamic change the Halo franchise?
Is a Halo game with an open world map even Halo?
And am I still cool if all I want to do is drive around and look at stuff instead of murdering aliens with my plasma sword?
We answer all these burning questions right now.
After a 6-year wait that included a year-long delay, Halo Infinite is finally in the hands of gamers worldwide. One thing you may notice upon booting up the game is that for the first time, Halo has an open world. Now I know change is scary, so I've taken it upon myself to give you some tips to help navigate the expansive world of Zeta Halo. When Halo Infinite was first announced, 343 Industries made sure to tout it as the most expansive campaign in the history of the series. At first, it was unclear what that meant. Were we getting a procedurally generated Halo? Was it a full open world? Was this going to be our bridge into the metaverse? Did Master Chief now have his own personal island that hosts a Bunny Day Easter egg hunt every year? Luckily, no to the last part. While 343 has been reluctant to call Halo Infinite an open world game, after playing it to completion, I can safely say, yeah, it's an open world game. While the campaign's narrative does have some shortcomings, the open world gives you ample opportunity to engage in its strongest feature, the emergent gameplay. Infinite gives you a set of tools and lets you go bonkers, piecing it all together for some insane combos. After a relatively traditional opening sequence, Halo Infinite plops you onto the surface of Zeta Halo, and more or less leaves you to your own devices. Like most modern open world games, you're given a map littered with icons that tell you exactly where to get your murder on. Some of you may be inclined to simply run and gun your way through the main story and pay no mind to the side missions. This would be a mistake. The side missions not only spotlight some of the strongest aspects of Infinite's gameplay, but some of them are essential to helping you navigate the open world. Take, for instance, the forward operating bases. FOBs are tactical outposts held by the Banish. Capturing them not only unlocks fast travel, but they also give you access to the various weapons and vehicles you unlock as you progress through the campaign. The further you get through the game, the more expansive the world becomes, which makes fast travel an essential. Unless, of course, you just love you some walking. In which case, you do you, weirdo. One of the other new concepts Infinite introduces are high-value targets. HVTs or sub-bosses littered throughout the map that range in difficulty. Some can be a walk in the park, while others will have you amazed at just how many bullets an alien can take. The reward of taking down these targets are modified versions of existing weapons that are really fun to use. These aren't essential to gameplay, and some of the weapons are better than others, but when you find a modified weapon that really works with your playstyle, it takes the buttery smooth gunplay to another level. Those who have played the Far Cry games will be instantly familiar with the outposts scattered throughout the map. These are huge facilities that require you to either blow some shit up, sabotage some equipment, or maybe even a combination of the two if the game is feeling really wild. Gates are more sprawling endeavors that require you to take on wave after wave of Banished. Now, you might be asking your computer screen, why should I take these on? Well, if you give me a damn minute, I'll tell you. Successfully taking down gates and outposts gives you massive amounts of valor. The more valor you gain, the more vehicles and support soldiers you unlock. Though if you watch our review of Halo Infinite, you know that much like Shrek, the soldiers aren't exactly the sharpest tools in the shed. While the soldier AI isn't the greatest, the vehicles you wind up unlocking really come in clutch as you start to get toward the end of the campaign. Valor can also be gained by freeing captured UNSC soldiers. These events are probably the least essential of Infinite side quests, as they don't give you too much in the way of valor, and the soldiers usually get themselves killed immediately after you save them. But hey, who am I to stop you from fighting for a lost cause? Now, we've talked a lot about the events scattered throughout Halo's open world, but these aren't the only new aspects Infinite brings to the table. Throughout the game, you gather equipment, like the drop shield, recon dart, and most importantly, the grapple shot. All of these devices are upgradable with collectible Spartan cores. While you'll come across some of these in missions, taking over FOBs will reveal where Spartan cores are hidden across the map. There are only a few things in this world that can make a person feel like a god: money, power, and the fully upgraded grapple shot. The dopamine rush of punching the armor off a brute never gets old. I highly recommend going after these cores, if only to fully upgrade the grapple shot. It's easily Infinite's best new mechanic, and unlocking its full potential takes gameplay to another level. Beyond the sheer pleasure of punching a brute to death, the upgraded grapple unleashes an area of effect attack that is almost a necessity for navigating the hordes of banished you have to battle in the late game. Spartan cores aren't the only collectibles on the map. Audio logs are sprinkled throughout the outposts and FOBs. In most games, audio logs are just glorified lore dumps that sound like voice actors in the middle of a character improv exercise. That's not so much the case in Halo Infinite. There's a notable time gap between the events of Halo 5 and Infinite, and the audio logs help fill in that gap and give a little bit of clarity as to the what and why of the game's primary conflict. Not a lot, but enough to make you go, oh, I kind of get what's happening. That would have been cool to see and understand. For all these changes, Halo Infinite does throw a nod to longtime fans with the inclusion of skulls. In true Halo tradition, these are carefully hidden throughout the map and change the way certain mechanics work. If you were worried the open world nature would remove these series stalwarts, rest assured they're still here, provided you're willing to work for them. Here are the top 5 things you deserve to know about Halo. Thirst Quenched by Dr. Pepper. Number 1, maybe multiplayer? Halo is synonymous with online multiplayer. From Team Deathmatch, SWAT, to even its online Forge, it's undeniable that Halo paved the way for online multiplayer for gaming everywhere. With that in mind, it is insane to think that Halo almost didn't have multiplayer at all. Don't get me wrong, Halo has a great campaign, but let's face it, you don't stay up until 4 a.m. for the story. You play to demolish your cousin Greg in split-screen shoddy snipers on Guardian. Number 2, your AI is in another castle. Cortana is one of the main characters of Halo. Her inclusion is so iconic that Microsoft named its own AI assistant after her. But did you know that the voice actor Jen Taylor also voices another major character for another iconic franchise? That's right, Jen is also known for her work as Princess Peach for Nintendo. So, if you want your game to be a flagship game for your console, all you need to do is hire Jen. You heard me, Sony. Hashtag Jen Taylor for Kratos. Number 3, it was Apple's game. Master Chief, the most popular Microsoft character since Clippy, almost wasn't the Xbox exclusive character we all know and love. In fact, Halo was first shown in 1999 at the Macworld Expo by Steve Jobs himself. That's right, Halo was almost a Mac game. Can you imagine? A Mac game. Does that even exist? Number 4, why Combat Evolved? When Halo eventually did become a Microsoft exclusive, it was actually Microsoft's idea to add the subtitle Combat Evolved, which did not go too well with the developers at Bungie. Truth be told, both sides have pretty valid arguments. If you had never heard of Halo, your first thought would have probably be angels, pearly gates, and ye almighty. Not necessarily a space battle FPS with super soldiers and laser swords. But on the other hand, while calling your game Halo Combat Evolved definitely helps alleviate the angel stigma, it's also like saying hot dog sandwich evolved, which while true, is still sorta dumb. Number 5. Development was a big pizza party. The team at Bungie has disclosed that over the course of Halo 3's development, they ate over 20,000 pounds of pizza. Let's break that down. A medium 12-inch pizza weighs around 2 pounds, so that would be 10,000 pizzas total. Over the 3 years of its development, that's roughly 10 pizza pies a day, proving that in order to make something truly great, all you need is a little bit of blood, sweat, and pepperoni grease. This has been the top 5 things you deserve to know about Halo. Don't forget to treat yourself to an ice cold Dr. Pepper. Halo Infinite backs up 343's claims of providing the most expansive Halo campaign yet. Not only are there plenty of events to do across the map, but the gameplay loop gives you plenty of incentive to at least check some of it out. Whether you like to loot or just like to shoot, Infinite provides plenty of things to do regardless of your playstyle. While I wasn't crazy about the story, I truly dug the gameplay loop 343 crafted with its open world. And remember kids, if you only take one thing from this video, it should be this. Upgrade your grapple shot. You can thank me later.
Halo Infinite excitement is at a fever pitch, but it pales in comparison to the squeals heard from League of Legends fans around the world when League of Legends animated series Arcane hit Netflix. It's beautiful, it's popular, and it helps our ratings to talk about it, which is why we sit down with one of the cast right after this short break.
Pizza Hut stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, just $12.99. Only from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Come on, guys, get the W.
I'm winning. If you really want to win this, we should do the freeze drive ritual! Silence! TBH, the elixir!
Elixir? I brought Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper is the elixir.
What's the recipe for surprising the kids, treating yourself, and ditching dish duty? You're looking at it. Order your Pizza Hut faves like original pan, original stuffed crust, and more at pizzahut.com. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Welcome back to XPlay, the only video game review show powered by Hextech.
That sounds dangerous.
Not as dangerous as letting the rebels of the XPlay Undercity run free.
I'm worried about you, Hokage.
Look, Frost knows what I'm talking about, and she gets to the bottom of it all with one of the stars of the Netflix League of Legends animated series Arcane.
Can I give you a hug?
Are you someone who suffers from a League of Legends addiction? Are you looking for a community to help you get your life back together after years of doing nothing but playing LOL? Well, keep looking because we're only here to enable. Arcane is an excellent animated series on Netflix. I will say it again. Arcane is an excellent series on Netflix based off of League of Legends, and it is one of the best video game adaptations I have seen. No, I'll rewrite that live. It is the best video game adaptation ever, and we are super lucky to be joined by Reed Shannon, who voices Echo on the show.
Yo, what's up, y'all? What's going on?
First things first, are you a gamer?
Yeah, I mean, I like good games. You know, I wouldn't say that I don't want to call myself a gamer, and then like somebody's like, let's game.
Get the cred.
Right, and then I mess up, you know, and somebody's watching me play and I fail. But I do like good games. You know, I like Detroit, Cyberpunk. I'm trying to get into Hitman, but I'm just gotta level my mind a little bit.
Those are all great titles. See, gaming community, see what you've done to this man? His first response was, I don't really want to upset anyone. It's fine. You're a gamer. You play games, you're a gamer.
I'm a gamer.
There you go.
I'm a gamer.
Now, the first thing that I really want to jump into, first of all, huge fan of Echo. You did phenomenal in the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys, thank you.
So for those at home who don't know, there's tons of League of Legends, different music videos, and Echo has been a character that has appeared in a lot of them. So there's actually a ton of Echo that kind of already exists.
Yeah.
Did you have any experience with that other medium in fam, or when you went to Arcane, did you just say, I'm gonna create my own Echo? Did you get a lot of feedback in that?
I actually never talked about the original Echo with the team, but you know, it's only right to do my due diligence and research, you know, everything that was already out. And so I watched a lot of the videos, I read a lot of the stories of even the other characters that are in the League world and stuff, and I just sort of came to this place where I was like, man, if I can just embody the, you know, the grit and like the, you know, the coolness, the swag of Echo, like everything else will follow, you know? He's a good guy and he's a leader, and so, you know, you just gotta be good.
I love that you already kind of pulled out like some of these keywords, because kind of my next question is like, how would you describe Echo to maybe an audience that hasn't seen him before?
Oh, wow. He's a smart young black man with compassion in a world that you don't find much.
In terms of the performance for it, so voice acting has always interested me a ton because you can kind of be anyone that you want to be as long as you can change your voice, whereas like a lot of times actors are forced into like the bucket that you know you
Yeah,
can't
what
go
you
at.
look like, yeah.
Exactly. Is there any of like your own flourishes or personality that you feel like came out with Echo, or that you were able to kind of like twist to really make him yours?
Yeah, actually, when I was recording it, half the time I didn't realize what I was doing. I was just trying to be like, is this good enough for the producers? And then when I watched it, after, you know, doing some more on-camera stuff, I realized certain things about my acting and how I am in real life. And so like that moment when Echo's first reveal comes out and he's like, I didn't know if I could trust you. I do that. Like I stumble across my words and stuff like that when I'm trying to find the best thing to say. And so it was actually really cool because I didn't realize it, but Echo is there's a lot of things about Echo that are very similar. And so it's a little weird to watch at first, but then I was like, yeah, that's him. That's cool.
Did they take any of kind of like your physicality from it? Like any of the facial expressions? Like do you watch him sometimes and then kind of like see the shadow of yourself?
Yeah. It's also really weird because I like watching it with people that I'm close to that have never seen it before. And every time they're like, yo, you kind of look like him. Like it's weird for them to watch. And at first I didn't believe it, but then after watching it and seeing connections like that, I'm like, okay, they must have did something with my face. You know, they used to record with a little GoPro when we would do the sessions and stuff. And I was like, I guess that'll work out for something. And then I found out that it was all hand painted, like by Fortiche. And I was like, that's sick. I've never seen anything like that.
Did you guys lay down the recording for your vocals before they came in and animated over the top?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I've been working on the show for like 3 years. I was like a junior in high school when I started, and so I did all of the episodes, and then they came back with more animation and stuff. Like the fight scene between Echo and Jinx. I saw that when I was in Australia filming, and so that little look down that he does, he's like, you know, like all of that, they added that in the art. And they were like, let's come back in the studio and get those little like the little moments and stuff. But it, you know, it was so cool. Like my first time seeing it, they showed me from like when Echo comes back, when she's shooting at Caitlyn and Vi. And I was just like, yo, like this is crazy. And then the animation changes and it, you know, everybody's seen it. I'm like explaining it like nobody's seen it.
No,
but,
it's
like,
all good. If you guys haven't
so
seen
sick.
it, you need to go watch it right now. The way that it mixes that music video element with like traditional storytelling, which is cool because is it Fortiche?
Yeah.
Fortiche, the studio worked with Riot for like 10 years making music videos. The first time Jinx was ever announced as a character was actually through a music video that they'd done. Right. So I can't imagine how cool it was for them to make kind of her first appearance and then now get to refine her in Arcane.
Yeah.
Now, in the game, guys, Echo is a character that has time manipulation abilities. He has this thing where he has like a ghost that chases him and then you kind of rewind, I think it's 4 seconds with his ultimate. Now, if you could rewind time, what would you do with it?
You know, I talk a lot, and so sometimes sometimes the things that come out of my mouth aren't, you know, exactly proofed. And so I would rewind. You know, 4 seconds is enough to be like, oh, I didn't say that. That didn't come out of my mouth. So I would probably use it for that. You know, like especially in the times when I'm talking to my girlfriend, because I like to be straight up with her. But sometimes that is not the goal. You know, you gotta just tell her what she wants to hear sometimes, you know?
Now, you're not just the voice for Echo, you've performed on Broadway, you've released an album, you do stand-up, and you've voiced, I think, several major characters on television. Look at the modesty, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. What's next? Will you don't have to spoil, but will you be returning as Echo?
He's
like,
sure.
Check the NDA.
I mean, you know, as long as Echo's around, I'm gonna be around. I'll say that. You know, I love Echo, and I don't wanna be too far from him because he's so cool. But you know, we got everything coming next. I'm just keep doing the same of everything that I've done. You know, I love music. Hopefully, I'll make it back to Broadway one day. I'm gonna make more movies. The Wild season 2 is coming out on Amazon Prime. That's gonna be super sick. If you haven't watched the first season, please do, because it is so worth it. And I'm dropping a song. It's called Bad Girl. It is coming very soon. So stay tuned.
Look at me, I have to cue them.
It's all right, no, it's cool. They got paid, you know. They already got paid.
As far as kind of what your favorite projects are to work on, I bet it's super fun to kind of dip in creatively to different piles, but is there something that you just like right now just like love to do? It's like, is it all about music? Is it all about the voice acting? Is it all about your different movie projects?
You know, I honestly get a kick out of doing it all at the same time. You know, because when I was younger and I went on tour and stuff like that, a lot of people when I came to Los Angeles were like, you have to pick one. You know what I mean? And so I love it because my career is sort of gone in a way that I'm able to do it all. And as I get older, it's the responsibility to do it all is more on me. And so it's just like I get to challenge my mind like every day. You know, like I put together this music video for this song like in a week. And I shouldn't have done that because it's, you know, it stressed me out so much and it got me in a situation where I'd said something to my girlfriend that I wish would have stopped, but you know, I still love like putting the work in and like, you know, it's gonna come out sick. And you know, I do love stand-up though, because you can just say anything. You don't need the rewind.
Well, you get a chance to say anything here. Kind of the last thing, if you were to give an elevator pitch for those who haven't seen Arcane to kind of convince them to watch it, what would you say?
Okay, wait, which camera is that?
You can let that one standing right there.
That one.
Little 6.
Right, oh, right here.
Oh, my bad, I just messed you up.
No, it's okay. It gave me time because I was trying to think of what to say. Yo, Arcane on Netflix is a dark and beautiful world that captures the lives of some of the coolest characters, and it's pretty intense, but you know, if you want to see a story about something very real, check it out, because it's dope. It's awesome.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. This is so sick. But hey, man, anybody that's watching, if you ever get the chance to come to G4, take it, because it's awesome here. It's sick.
Yo, Arcane looks incredible. Everyone is still talking about it, and I still don't understand who all the characters are. All I know is that they all have great hair, and they probably smell really good, even the dirty ones. Stick around after the break for more XPlay. Like a magenta ocean smell, hopefully.
something going on around here. My people are coming to kill everyone.
You have to do something about this. You're an alien. Phone home.
E is the only place Hollywood icons would send their kids to work.
Dude, are you kidding me?
Wednesdays on E.
Today, breeding season. Nope, I will not be doing that.
8 celebrity kids.
These are the shoes I was telling you about. The Prada ones? They're perfect for the ranch, right?
Famous parents.
My dad is Shaquille O'Neal.
Your dad is like worldwide.
0 life skills.
I don't touch sheep. I don't ride horses. Oh my God, what are you doing?
Giddy up for relatively famous ranch rules. Wednesdays at 9, only on E.
Welcome back to XPlay. They say you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Which is the point behind a segment we call 60 Minutes to Score.
One of us plays a game we know nothing about for an hour, and not a minute longer than passes judgment for all eternity. Okay, so this is gonna be lightning round between TBH and Creed here. Explain what a Sackboy Big Adventure is.
It's a big adventure by a little guy that you can do in co-op. It's a platformer where you run around and you collect stuff, and that's literally about the gist of it.
So it's Little Big Planet?
Literally.
But you don't have to make the level list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you save that money.
Do you feel like the game is easy to pick up?
The game is very easy to pick up. The controls are super basic. This is something that I would definitely play like with my kids. I don't know if I want to sit down with another adult and like
Play
really go
Sackboy?
through it. I mean, it's fine, but this is something that I could see like my 4-year-old getting hype about and me getting hype with him about it.
Look how cute little Sackboy is. How does it handle the co-op element?
Honestly, it feels like it was just tacked on, because especially after playing It Takes Two, we were both looking for like some puzzles that engage both players and then encourages you to use your mind. But it's basically just 2 players on the screen. Honestly, it felt like a little bit of an inconvenience sometimes because it also messes with the camera, but it's just tacked on. It's just 2 players on the screen. It didn't really add anything.
Yeah, we were kind of waiting for the puzzles to be in a situation where, sorry, I keep forgetting the name of the game, that we're getting out of jail.
A Way Out.
Yeah, in A Way Out, a lot of the puzzles are determined by you doing one thing and you have to be successful so that your partner can then do the other side of it. And we didn't get into that stuff in the first couple of stages, so maybe it's deeper in the game.
There, yeah.
But as far as we played, we didn't see any of that.
Did you have any thoughts on the graphics, audio design?
Gorgeous.
Yeah, really pretty. And again, another reason why I think it'd be something fun to really play with gamers in a younger audience, because it's gonna keep their attention constantly. But the controls are easy to understand and it's pretty fluid, so it's not like you're gonna get bored playing it as an adult.
So I'm hearing a lot of the fluidity and the movement controls. Is there anything else that the game got right?
The music.
Oh yeah, the OST was fire, and just the overall charm of the world. I don't like games that are like super serious. So like the cutscenes, the characters were very animated and charming, and then like you felt engaged in this world. Basically.
Yeah, you could tell they put a lot of effort and a lot of love into making this, and it wasn't just tossed together as like, oh, here's some stages, here's some characters, go ahead and go. They actually took their time with this, and you can really see it in the graphics and the music.
So what would you score it then? And I believe we have a want to keep playing, I'm good, or I'm never getting that hour back.
I picked I'm good. I enjoyed the game, but like, do I want to go home and play it again? No, because it was a little bit too simple. But I would say like, if you have like a little niece, nephew, or brother, sister, like it's a great game to play with them.
I am going to click play again, because I do have little ones at home that I think would love this. And I think that from what we played, it's a cool way to introduce them into complex games that might eventually become more complex puzzlers that they do have to rely on their partner.
Get them early.
100%, it's perfect for that.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for sharing with, I know that wasn't awe.
Family.
Thanks, guys.
We love you watching us here on the show, and for more bonus content and digital first content, check us out on our Twitch and YouTube channels.
Plus, we got merch. You need XPlay gear, shirts, mugs, hats, hoodies, or pick up a little sticker for your laptop if you're feeling cheap. All looks awesome.
We'll see you next time. Peace.